Last episode, I built this. It's a smelting factory in the shape of a cake. But there's one problem. It needs a ridiculous amount of iron. So today I'm connecting every single iron node in the desert just to keep it running. Now, the next question I had in mind was, how do I even get the iron back here? My first idea was truck stations. They seemed perfect and easy to use. They're not gonna bring me any trouble at all, or so I thought. Because I realized that these truck stations actually need fuel, which is something I don't have automated yet. So the plan died fast. I kind of just gave up on that whole idea. And that led me to my second idea of bringing all the ore here, which was trains. Something I didn't want to use, but yeah. Of course, I didn't want to have train tracks on the floor like last time, so I started designing a support blueprint to elevate the tracks and make everything look a little bit better. And this is what I ended up with. I didn't know what color for it to be. There was dark orange like the desert, yellow, pink, black, or blue. Well, I guess you could call it gray. But yeah. But before I actually start laying out how this train is gonna work, let me just start connecting some of these stuff here. If I can. Let me just clear some of this stuff. Bloop. 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 Much better. Now I can see. So like I was saying, I'm gonna start connecting some of this stuff and bring them outwards. By the way, these conveyor lifts bring all the iron ore inside the cake and put them in the smelter. So yeah, my plan is to have each one of these conveyors bring 480 iron ore and put them all in the smelters. And hopefully there is enough iron around here to do that. You know, I also created these conveyors, I don't know, I guess you call them stands. There's a total of 9 conveyors in this blueprint, and they have this feature where you can auto connect, but I couldn't figure out how to automatically connect them. Like at most 3 conveyors connected, so I just decided to connect them manually. Well, this gets a little repetitive. You just connect and connect and connect and connect and connect. And in the end, it came out looking like this. And you know how I said I was gonna use these trains? Well, after thinking about it, I just found it way too complicated for what I needed right now. So instead, I went with the simplest and probably the most chaotic option: conveyors everywhere. And when I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. So without further ado, let's get to connecting. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, since I want to have each conveyor having 400 or at least 400 iron ore, we're gonna need to do a little bit of math to add up all these drills that we're gonna connect together to 400. So let's bring this one back with the other 3 that we have connected over there and connect them all, and then connect them to a single input of the main area where it's gonna connect directly to the cake. So let's just do that right now. And just like that, the iron is pouring in. Well, at least in one conveyor it is. So let's just make sure we have everything connected, because I do have a history of not having things well, as y'all can see. You know, a reoccurring problem that I've had with this factory is that it takes the resources up, but it doesn't actually take them into the thingy because they didn't really properly connect. So I had to manually go and disconnect them and remove the conveyor hole on the floor and just put it manually, because if I try to do it like this, it didn't input it properly. So yeah, on the bright side, we finally started making iron in the desert. At least we already made iron previously, but yeah, eventually we'll have every single one of these conveyors filled up. So yeah, by the way, this is how it's looking so far. We've connected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I believe. 6, 7. Oh no. Anyways, we've connected 7 drills to this cake. You know, let me tell you something. I've been dreading to make this video because it's very tedious to connect everything and bring it back and do a little bit of math and make sure everything works well, because it takes forever. Like right now, this video is probably gonna be like 10 minutes, I'm guessing. And in reality, this took me maybe, I don't know, a lot of time to do, to find everything and bring it back. But yeah, why didn't y'all warn me about making something big? Since it's gonna require a lot of things to make. Would have been a little bit helpful if somebody let me know, you know? Like do people actually make big things on their free time? Let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious. And how long has a project taken you, if you could call it a project? Because it kind of is a project, but yeah, let me know. Another thing I want to talk about is the future plans of this desert place. Since I started the smelting factory in the shape of a cake, I was actually thinking of making another one just for copper. And then the rest are going to be dessert themed. Not like as in desert, but dessert, like cupcakes or ice cream or maybe even a pie, you know? It sounds fun in my head, but once I get to making everything, it's going to be a little pain in the butt. But that's for future Bob to figure out. Anyways, let's continue connecting everything as we've been doing. Here's a little update on how the conveyor madness is looking like. It doesn't look too bad right now, but this is just 2 or 3 conveyors out of the 8 connected. And I'm pretty sure all the ores are gonna get farther and farther away, so that's just gonna make it a little bit more messy. But let's continue on, I guess. You know, people would usually want to avoid spaghetti, but right now I'm trying to embrace it, you know, because I've been worrying and stressing about how I'm gonna make everything look organized and nice, but in reality, I should just play the game, you know. Everyone plays how they want to, and if I want to have a little bit of spaghetti in my build, then let there be spaghetti. So currently most of these conveyors are carrying at least 400, except 1 or 2 I believe. But the way I'm gonna fix that is to put a merger on the ones that need more resources, and I have an extra conveyor that's bringing another 300 or 400 resources, and I'm just gonna split it into the ones that need extra resources. So if it needs it, it's gonna take it. If it doesn't, then it won't. And hopefully that evens out eventually. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But yeah, that's my plan right now. Oh yeah, and something else I'm trying to do is to not let my conveyors combine with each other, merge next to each other. Like here, I've lifted some up, and yeah, I just don't want them combining with each other. That's my only rule of my spaghetti conveyors. I will not let them merge with each other, because that's just very bad, in my opinion. I mean, spaghetti is bad too, but meh. It is what it is. So let's continue on with more and more ore being brought back to the cake. And just like that, there's the last one being connected. Eventually, any moment now, I should connect it. There we go. Boom. And just like that, there is a lot of iron ore going inside. How much exactly? Well, 3,150. There's probably more because I did just fully load the conveyors to 480, but that's besides the point. It needs 3,150 to work properly, so that's how much I'm saying it actually is going in. And just like that, there's a lot of iron coming out. I don't know how much. That's a lot. And in case you're wondering about how my conveyors look, well, they look like this. Not too messy, I think. Is it messy? Is it bad? Maybe. But it is a lot of nodes being connected from very far away, being brought all the way over here. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this short episode, for y'all at least, because this took me forever. And I hope to see y'all next time. This is Bob, signing out.